Oh, start now.
I wanna share my screen.
Share screen. Okay.
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 Just a moment.
YouTube start now.
Okay. So, all right, let's go to ahead and kick things off. Uh, Thanks so much for joining us today. It's great to have you here. A huge shout out to our amazing speakers. We really appreciate your time and the stories you are about to share. We've got a fantastic lineup. Each person bringing their own journey and perspective. I'm really looking forward to hearing the insights and the experience they'll bring to the table. So even if it's just one moment or idea, I hope something today sparks inspiration, connection, or curiosity for you. And since this is a special global event, feel free to drop your social links in the chat and say hello to each other. So, welcome to the AWS Global Community Gathering. Feel free good. Please post about this evening using AWS Global Community. Why? Thank you so much. Next, I started this community with hope on bringing together people who care not just about AWS, but also about on other. These days, co-organize it with Yuki, and we are always excited to welcome new helping hands. If you are ever interested in getting involved, feel, feel free to reach out. Let's build this community together. And today's schedule. So, all right, let's take a quick look at today's schedule. We've got another fantastic lineups of speakers for you. Today we'll be hearing from five amazing folks. Mahendra, second speaker Ashish, third speaker Williams, Nisa, finally, sorry, Japanese page, so sorry, and apologies in advance if I don't get anyone's name quick right, sorry. Let's give them all a big warm welcome. So we are so happy to have them joining us from different parts of the world and to be part of this community. So huge thanks to each of you. We truly appreciate your time and the stories you are here to share. We'll follow the order you see on the slide, so feel free to follow along as we go. So the event will run for about 2 hours. So stay with us as long as you can.
那它没任何问题。如果是你这文档数你超过了几百个，你用 define 你试一下，看效果贼差。
What? Sorry. So next, to our participants. And for everyone joining us today, just a quick remember, this is a global event and you are welcome to join us on either Zoom or YouTube. Wait what is it for you. feel free to drop your questions or thoughts in the chat anytime during the session. And if you are up for it, we would love to hear your voice. Feel free to unmute and say a few words at the end. Let's keep building meaningful connections and growing this amazing global community together. So about AWS Global Community Gathering, let me take a moment to introduce this meetup group. We started this community with the hope of creating a truly inclusive and welcoming space where people can learn together. By connecting with others around the world through AWS and tech, we hope the stories and the ideas shared here spark inspiration or maybe give you a gentle push forward on your own journey. We especially love welcoming first-time speakers and anyone who hasn't had many chances to share their story. I really hope you feel at home here and find this community to be a place where you can learn, connected, and grow. So, this is Discord. We haven't been very active on Discord just yet, but we are hoping to start using it more and turn it into a welcoming space for everyone. If you are interested, we'd love to have you join us there. So, our next schedule. We host events every month and are always looking for ways to make this community even better. I'd love for you to keep joining us, and if you are for it, maybe if join us speakers sometime. We are always excited to welcome new voices and fresh perspectives. If that sounds interesting, feel free to reach out to me anytime. We are currently looking for speakers for the upcoming months, especially for September. So if you were thinking about it now, a great time. We'd love to hear your story and we'd be thrilled to have you on stage. Don't be shy. So, hi. And finally, thank you once again. And we look forward to growing this community with you. Thank you. Okay, so all right, let's get started with the main session. So, Mandela, Mahendra, can you hear me?
Thank you.
Mahendra. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So, are you able to hear me?
Mm-hmm. All right. So, are you able to share your slides?
Yep, sure. I will share my screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, just give a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Take it easy.
What's
Sorry guys, so now I can able to, because my settings was not able to share the screen, so just I changed it so that my Teams was closed.
Mhm.
But yep, so
I can see your screen.
yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Perfect.
perfect?
Yep.
Perfect.
First of all, thank you, Hiromi and Yuhi, for welcoming that speaking sessions and for the wonderful sessions. I'm happy to part of that community to share our knowledge around that AWS. So today, what we are seeing is that automated and intelligent EKS management. So with that AWS EKS Atom mode and also that MCP server. So we will delve in that deep discussion. So within a time period. So first of all, I introduce myself. So I'm Mahendran Selvakumar. So I'm Mahendran Selvakumar. So I'm one of the AWS community builder, and Hasika Pambazar, I'm one of the AWS user group organizer for West Midlands region in UK. So if you are comfortable, so you can join that particular user group as well. We are also planning to host that in online event and also that in-person event. So you can check that AWS user group West Midlands in that AWS user group page, and you can join and you can have the opportunity to speak that user group as well. So first of all, so what is EKS Automate? So we all know, so because we are running multiple Kubernetes environments on how we can struggle with that updating that upgrade that Kubernetes clusters and managing that Kubernetes applications. But we are facing the difficulties. We are having some manual efforts. We have some automated efforts to automate all those things. But in that case, AWS recently announced that AWS EKS Automate. So what the EKS Automate will be doing, so it automatically manage and create that EKS clusters on AWS, and in that AWS EKS Automate, so it automatically handle that node provisioning, networking and storage and cluster and node updates. We don't need to worry about that management things and also that creation spot. So that's what AWS released that AWS EKS Automate to reduce the manual efforts. So the key feature of AWS EKS Automate is that AWS automatically manage the node management like that node creation, deletion, and scale down or scale up and all the things. And also it automatically manage that VPC setup and also subnets and pod networking and security. All the things will be configured using that AWS automate. And also that it will be used at EBS volumes best practices. So whether we can well GP2 or GP3 and which EBS volumes we can. So how much volumes required for that particular EKS clusters nodes and all the things will be taken care by the AWS. So we don't need to worry about that. And the security part, so AWS continuously refresh that nodes for every 21 days to check that security. So if CLNX and immutable loads and all the things will be refreshed within every 21 days with that AWS EKS Atos mode. And also that we are facing that issue we are facing the issues and manual efforts for that EKS update, cluster node updates, correct? So in that cluster update, so AWS automatically update that clusters as well. And also apart from that cluster related components as well, like the plugins and all other things will be automatically upgraded from AWS. So what are the benefits we have? So we don't need to worry about that managements like it will be help that reduce that operational cost, and also it's securely configured by default, and we don't need to update that clusters and node manually. So it automatically update that clusters and it's scaling up and scaling down. And also that while using that AWS document, we can able to set up and provision the TKS clusters easily, because while we configure, so whether we are configuring using that console or EKSCTL, so using that simple mode we can able to configure that within a second. So it won't take too much of time to configure, so like that normal configuration. So and one more thing is that, so pricing wise, we have it has the two type of pricing methods. One is that what we are using. So like that. So for example, so for the cluster instances, we are using that particular EC2 instance types and particular storage and all the things. So the for that we will need to pay like that EC2 charges, and also that whether we can use that spot instances or on-demand instances pricing. So all the things will be paying for that particular case automate, and also that we need to pay additionally for EKS automate management. So that's will be for particular hour based EC2 instance, and so it will be vary from that instance type. So for example, if we are using that T3 micro, so the price will be very less. If you are using that M5 large, the price will be very high. So it's compared to that instance type. So that is one more thing is that infrastructure automation. So AWS obviously AWS manage that nodes, correct. So it scale down and scale up, and it manage that cluster upgradation and networking and all the things. It will be have the some infrastructure automation cost. So that is the AKS automate pricing. And next one is that how the AKS automate is that automates the cost, because for example, if we are managing the TKS node, so we need to figure out that how the AKS node is performing, so how the AKS node is using. So but in that AKS automate it optimize the card. So because it optimize that, so automatically instance types, and for the particular node we're not using a particular node not using that much of type, so that much of resources we can reduce that resource. It automatically reduce that resource types. And if the resources was, if the like the parts will be using that more CPU and memory utilization, it automatically increase that instance type as well. So it automatically manage those as well, and also that it scale the compute across that multiple availability zone as well. So for that availability, and also wherever we can use that spot instances, it will be used automatically based on that cost savings. And also whenever that those nodes will not use the it will be used that ideal nodes, that it automatically shut down that ideal nodes and reduce that wastage as well, for sustainability and carbon wastage as well, and also that it save that cost as well. So to whenever that node will be not using. So that's all the in the TKS auto modes. And the next thing is that uh, yeah, Amazon AKS MCP server. So the we all know, correct. So all our techie world speaking about that MCP server. So we got the GitHub MCP servers, and all the environment, all the tools products will be releasing their own MCP servers. And AWS also released most of the MCP servers. In that MCP servers, they using that MCP servers, we can interact with that our LLM. So using that LLM, we can manage that our natural language. So instead of that uh, commands, so we can interact with that particular MCP server. So for example, so in AWS we have a lot of the MCP servers. So the CloudWatch MCP servers, that EKS MCP server, ECS MCP servers, and lot of the MCP cost optimization MCP servers, and we have a lot of the MCP servers. But in our today's session we will talk about that Amazon EKS MCP servers. In that Amazon EKS MCP servers, so the correct MCP server is model context protocol server. So in the model context protocol servers will work as that AI code AI assistant. So we can integrate with that our EKS or any other ECS other services with that MCP servers. That MCP servers integrated with that MCP server integrated with that particular EKS or ECS or AWS services. It works as that to manage that particular services. For example, so if you are using the DKS MCP server, so we can interact with that MCP servers. It will be work as a code assistant like that ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot or Amazon Q developer. So we can ask that we can ask or we can give the command to that, give the prompt to that particular MCP server. So like that for example, create EKS cluster for with that auto modes, or with that two nodes or three nodes in US region or Ohio region or that London region. So if we give that particular prompt, the A code has automatically provision that instance based on that prompt we given. So how it will be working? So EKS MCP server works with that LLM. So that LLM simplify that setup and automate that application deployment, and so guide that troubleshooting. Because so for example, if some of the nodes will be occupying more CPU and more memory, we need to investigate. So if in that investigation we can check with that MCP server why that particular node one is occupying more CPU and more memory. In that case, that the EKS auto node, that MCP server will be checking that particular possibilities and verifying that. So why that node will be utilizing more CPUs and more memory. So we can easily get the guide from that for the troubleshooting using the natural language. Instead of that commands, we can get that troubleshooting methods in that natural language. And what are the key capabilities of Amazon key EKS MCP server? So that using that MCP servers, we can do a lot of things like that. We can create, deploy, manage, list, and troubleshoot the things. So because of all the things we can able to do in that EKS MCP server. So for example, so if we're using that create, so if whenever we can able to create the EKS cluster within the EKS, VPC, networking, Automode node ports, and using that cloud formation. So we don't need to write that cloud formation template. We just need to give that prompt in that MCP server. So when we giving in that prompt to that MCP server, it automatically create that EKS clusters. The same like that. So we can deploy that applications using that existing Kubernetes manifest like that pod deployment file, and replica set files. If you have that GitHub repository, in that GitHub repository, we have that our manifest like that pod.yaml or deployment.yaml or replica sets.yaml. Using that MCP server, you can use that particular rag, so you can use that particular file and create and deploy that application using that one. And not only using that existing manifest, and MCP server can able to capable to create that new manifest as well. So using that new manifest also, we can deploy that containerized application. So that's all we can able to do with that MCP server. And one more thing is that we can able to manage that Kubernetes resources like that pods, deployments, and services, as I said. So we can able to go configure the life cycle, like so replica set and scaling up and scaling down, all the things we can able to do that one more thing is that, so if for example, if you are checking in that if you are checking or if you are investigating your EKS clusters environment, so you need to know that what are the namespaces available, what are the fields labels available, what are the resources configured using that EKS MCPs, EK in that EKS cluster. So that we don't need to run that kubectl get pods or kubectl get nodes command. So instead of that, you can run you can get ask that MCP server how many pods running in my cluster, how many nodes are running in that cluster. See, based on that prompts, it will provide the details of the cluster running. And not only for the listing and other thing, and we can troubleshoot that using EKS cluster as well using that MCP server. So MCP server, using that MCP server, we can easily troubleshoot the EKS cluster related issues, and we can retrieve the logs as well. So for the monitoring and debugging as well, we can able to do with that MCP server. So that these are the things we can able to do with that Amazon EKS MCP server. So if you get a chance, you can go through that EKS MCP server GitHub repositories. I will share that repository in the chat, so you can use that MCP server repository. And also, so if possible, you can configure the Amazon EKS Atomode in that in your environment. So you can know, so what are the things EKS Atomode will be EKS Atomode will be managing and configuring those things. So you can know all the things. The next thing is that I'm willing to try the small cube demo. So I already created that EKS cluster. So I just want to show that how the EKS auto mode will be configured. So I don't have that EKS MCP server. So I can able to show that only that EKS auto mode. See, I have created that EKS cluster. So in that EKS clusters, I have enabled that. So while creating that EKS cluster, so you can able to enable that EKS automatic. For example, if you create that EKS automatic, so this is the EKS automatic. For example, if I am going to create that new cluster, you can able to see that option. So for example, I am creating that particular cluster. So if I give that EKS cluster, so here you can have that two options. One is that EKS auto mode and all the custom mode. So if you configure the custom mode, you need to configure all the things. So for example, if you in that here, you can able to see that thing. So whether you can able to use the EKS auto mode, or so if you want, you can configure the EKS auto mode with that particular option. So in the EKS auto mode, what are the things it will be managed? So as I said earlier, so it will be managed that application load balancing and black storage and compute auto scaling and all the DPU support and cluster readiness and pod and service network. All the things it will be managed by the TKS auto node. So if whenever we So whenever we are creating that case clusters, with that it automatically manage these things will be done. Also, so it will do a lot of things in that one. So these are the things. So I have created that existing cluster. So in this clusters, you can able to see that things. EK starter mode was enabled. So we have two options. We can able to enable configure that EK starter mode with the two options. One is that we can configure with that console mode, and also you can configure with that EKCTL. So both the modes you can able to configure that AWS EKS auto mode. And also that if you check here, see here, um, you can able to disable this. So once you configure the TKS auto mode, and if you don't want to use the TKS auto mode, you can disable the TKS auto mode as well. So these things also we can able to do that things. As of now, I have enabled the TKS auto mode. So here you can able to see that resources. See by default automatically two servers will be created, because the two metrics parts will be created. So the parts will be used to manage that particular resources, because this metric servers parts will be managed that. So based on that one, it will automatically uh, do that auto mode functionality. So that's all will be happening in that IKS auto mode. So it's based on, it will be created using the deployment. So you can see that separate it automatically configure with that kube system deployment. Based on the deployment, it will configure that all the functionality. So here see here you can able to see that. So it will be created that node that EKS automated by default it's created with a C6G large code. So you can able to see modify that say instance types and all things will be well configuring that EKS cluster mode. So that's all we can able to do with the TK SAT mode. So if you have a chance, so you can just go through the TK SAT mode, and then if you get a chance, you can go through those things as well. And so I have written some blogs about the TK SAT mode. So if you had your time, so you can just go through that blog. And also, so I want to share that this is that MCP server. So not only in that repository AWS Labs, so EKS only doesn't have that MCP server. So there are a lot of services have that MCP server. If you get a chance, you can go through that as well. So that's also this is my LinkedIn profile. So if you want to learn more about the TKS auto mode, CKS node auto repair, and also that IKS MCP servers, and also if you want to know about that Kiro, so all the things we can talk about with that LinkedIn. So if you want, where you can chat with me on LinkedIn. So if you want to speak about that one of the community group, you can call, you can DM me as well. So thank you all. Anybody have any questions or any queries?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you, Tommy, for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mohendra, for the great talk. So that was such a hot topic, right? EKS Auto Mode is a really powerful service. I actually got to try it out at hands-on meetup in another community recently, but I haven't used it in a real project yet. But I love to challenge myself with it in the future when the right project comes along. So, okay. Does anyone have any comments, question, or feedback for Mandela?
No.
Hey Mahendra, hi Girish here.
Yes,
So
Girish.
yeah, I have two questions. Actually, I have seen there it's a refresh time for 21 days, right? So
Yes.
is it something that we can customize that?
No, for example, so if you are configuring the TKS automotive correct, so you can't able to customize that one. By default, the TKS automotive refresh that security thing. So
Okay,
each 21 days it validate that security things like that SE Linux. If anything enabled in that particular pod or node in that SE Linux, but it automatically validate and it automatically fix those things.
okay, okay, great. And another question is like how this auto mode works. Is it something like you have something like AWS has this predefined conditions, or is something like we have to provide these conditions to
You
work
don't
according?
need to provide any conditions.
Okay,
So Oh, you just need to enable that EKS auto mode. AWS
Okay.
manage everything. So what are things like the networking and pod auto scaling and that block storage application load balance, all the things will be managed by that AWS. You don't need to worry. Because for example we can see about the Amazon website. So in that Amazon website, for example Amazon website running in that EKS cluster. So we all know the big billion days, correct? So in that big billion days are some of the savings day, the cluster occupying more resources because all the people who are targeting to achieve that particular purchasing or achieve that offer. So during that time, so we will getting that more resources in the EKS. During the time, so EKS automatically scale up. So when the resources usage will be down, so the EKS automatically reduce that resources. So
Okay, okay, got it, got it. Actually, we are using EKS Fargate at this moment. So we are thinking to adopt the auto mode at this moment.
yeah,
So
it,
we are
it was a
thinking,
good thing, Chris, because most of the organization moved to that EKS auto mode, and also that I think if you see in that AWS blocks, most of them achieved and most of them reduced their manual efforts also. So I'm also proposing that the same thing. So in my main environments, and so I have configured, I have tested everything in my environment.
Mhm.
So my POC and all the things done from my
Okay,
just go through my blog, and so if you want, so you can go through the database blogs as well, so to learn more things
okay.
about
So
it.
the I have the last question where I have seen in during your demo, I have seen this auto mode. You're checking the options. It is related to the GPU support. Okay,
Yep,
so some of the projects is like a AI related, but what
correct.
about if my project I don't need AI relate? It's not related to AI stuff. So is auto mode is also support CPU based things?
Yep. It will say check as a CPU based as well. Why they are mentioned in the GPU based? Because nowadays the all are configuring that machine learning models and all the things with the EKS classes and
Okay.
that containerization environment. Correct. That's what they mentioned in that GPU based. This also supports in the GPU based.
Okay. Okay. Then that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for the answering about my questions. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you, Hiromi. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for Gary's good question. Once again, thank you. So big thanks. Thank you. Hi. And now our next speaker is Ashish. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm good. Thank you. Okay, so I'll share my screen.
Yep.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
And
But not speaker mode. Oh, great. Perfect.
now it's good.
Good.
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you first of all, Romy, and thanks everyone for giving me this opportunity to work on to pass the details or the information related to one of the things which I have developed, which is a categorization system. That is basically an intelligent serverless content analysis and the organization of any of the content using the AWS serverless services. So by this, what I'm going to demonstrate is one of the application, which is content categorization, and also different AWS services which I have used. So how these AWS services come together to create an application out of it. A brief about me. I am Ashish Sharma, AWS Solution Architect, in currently working with Sun Life Global Solution India, and I'm having a degree of Bachelor's in Technology. Almost 15 plus year of experience, and I have worked with multiple organizations like Entity Data, Total System Services. It's been now 10 years with the Sun Life Global Solution in India. I worked as developer designer and now from last couple of years as an architect on different technologies like mainframe, ESB, Power Center, Java, Python, and now from many years, I think 2-3 years or more than that, it's working as an AWS solution architect, majorly in the application space, like architecting the enterprise level application end to end. I'm writing like last year only I started writing technology blogs because I keep on doing the POCs, but all those code sits in my laptop only, never like reaches to anyone else. So I thought of let's just start putting that on the blogs and writing in the GitHubs and all those things. So recently I've started that from the last 1.5 year kind of. For the agenda, I have introduction, a solution overview, and the architecture. how the AML and ML integrations, basically in terms of the different AWS services that I'm using as to create this solution. What are the benefit and use case? And in the end, a small demo that I have already created that I'm going to give that. So what is this content categorization system? So this system is all about if you have a multimedia files in terms of, for example, audio, video, and image, and you want to categorize those on the basis of any of the categories that you want to do. For example, in terms of type of violence, in terms of what is this video, audio, or the image is talking about. So you can categorize that. What I have picked as a criteria is an age. For example, you are putting different types of social media on social media, you're putting different kinds of multimedia content. So in terms of age, which multimedia is appropriate to which type of age of kid or even to adult. So that basically systems give you that. So what we have a challenge, for example, if we don't have any automated system, be it AWS or anything, and be an automated, then it's going to be manual content review. There's going to be a scale issue, and there's going to be an inconsistent human moderation as well. For example, I consider something as an adult content, somebody might be considering that something else like a 15 plus. I thought of some content might be appropriate for 3 to 5. Somebody might say no, it's not 3 to 5, it's going to be 5 to 10 or 10 plus, something like that. So there is no as such a standards that we have if we are going for a manual process. Real-time process is also a challenge because we have to, if we are scaling, then it will take time. We have to keep on adding people to, if we want to process it as real-time as possible. And also it supports the multi-format in terms of you might be doing it, for example, manually. Then different format is something you should be having in your laptop so that it will going to support, or in your machine. Possible solution of that challenge is going to be, for example, any automated scalable intelligent system which is going to categorize based on the content, or based on the different criteria. For example, I have picked up the age in this case, but it could be anything in terms of type as well, in terms of any other criteria as well if you want to. Okay. So how the solution looks like is, as of now, it's a batch system that is there. But yes, it's the starting point is S3, and S3 is basically, I believe everybody knows AWS, but if in case somebody don't know, so S3 is basically an object store system or a service of AWS which is there, in which you can just dump your file as it is, in terms of without worrying too much how the metadata is going to stored, how the things is going to be stored in there. So you can just put all your objects directly in the S3. It's basically, you can consider it like if you are running on Windows, you can consider in your drive in which you have different folders. So likewise, you can create different buckets. Inside the bucket, you can create different folders. Inside that, you can put your files. Similar analogy, you can do that like you have C drive, D drive, like that. You can create in your Windows system. Then inside that, you can create different folders, and inside that again some folders, and then you can put some files. So similar concept is there on the S3 to store any object. Then we have a service which is Event Bridge. So basically what Event Bridge does is it captures all the event happening across or within entire AWS account. So for example, if somebody creates an S3 bucket, then it's going to be there. Somebody puts a file on the S3 buckets, the event is going to be there. So for different events that is happening on your AWS account, Event Bridge basically captures all those details. And it also has the capability in terms of sending or maybe requesting any trigger, or giving any trigger to the downstream systems. So it captures the event and also triggers if you want to. So state machine, then I'm using a state machine. A state machine is nothing but a step function. Basically, you can, for example, there is a process which require 10 steps or 5 steps. So what you can do is you can combine those 5 or 10 steps in a single state machine or in a single step function. And what it will do is it will basically creates your orchestrator, or it will create your workflow in terms of first step is going to be that, then the second step is going to be something else. You can manage the error types as well if you want to manage in terms of failure, what is going to happen. So you can create the workflow basically of any of your tasks. So state machine is basically that. Inside the state machine, I have different lambdas. Lambda is a compute serverless compute service which is there, in which you can run your small task without provisioning any server. So for example, you have something which is going to live for very short time. So that you can use the maximum limit of, or you can say the hard limit of lambda is 15 minutes. You can't have your lambda running more than 15 minutes. So what I'm doing is, in the entire thing, I am putting different lambdas you in the same workflow of state machine orchestrated on the basis of the state machine, like what is going to be the file type. So in this, what is happening is my first lambda is detecting the file type, whether it is going to be the audio file, video file, or something else, or maybe a text, or maybe an image file or text file. So on the basis of the type of file, different lambda is going to be processed. For example, if it is an audio, then an audio analyzer lambda is going to be triggered. If it is an image, then the image analyzer lambda is going to be triggered. If it is a video, then a video analyzer lambda is going to be triggered. And inside these lambdas, there are different services, AWS services like an AI or ML services, which is getting used to recognize or to categorize what we want to achieve in here. What we have as a different AWS AI ML services, I'm going to explain that in the next slide. So what it does is basically first it calls each lambda basically call its corresponding AI or ML services to categorize the content, to get the details from the content. And then on the basis of that, it is going to move the file from the current folder which we have to a file in a different prefix as per the age. For example, in this case, different prefix means a folder, for example. So in S3 we call it prefix, and then whatever the result it is coming up, it will store those results in the DynamoDB. For example, if I'm processing any image or analyzing any image, so it will categorize that image from my source folder. It will categorize that image saying that, okay, this is 3 to 7 age appropriate, and then it will move to a folder by the name 3 to 7, and whatever the results which is there, it is going to store in the DynamoDB. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database which is there. It's a key value store, data store, which is as a service has been provided. It has different provision mode in terms of you can provision your own RCU, which is read control unit or write control unit, based on how much you want to write and how much you want to read. But yes, you can do an on demand as well, in which you don't have to worry about how much in terms of provisioning is going to be there, and automatically based on the request, on the request or on the responses what you want, it's automatically scale on the basis of that. We have configured the policy and the IAM roles, IAM policy and IAM role. So based on the IAM policy and IAM role, each service is correspondingly having that role or a policy, so that the second service or the next service or the upstream or downstream service can trigger that. For example, the step machine is having a policy so that it can be triggered by event bridge, something like that. Lambda is have a policy, the inside lambda, which is audio lambda, image lambda, or the video analyzer lambda. These lambda have the policy to put any, or to read the file from S3, or to move the file from one location to another location in the S3. Also, it has the access or the policy related to the DynamoDB as well. So accesses and the roles which is required for that. CloudWatch is basically for the monitoring purpose. So we can have for all different lambdas, or the state machines or the S3, we can have not on the S3, but yes, on lambdas or on state machine, we can have a corresponding CloudWatch that can be used to monitor or to check the logs and see if there is any error, if there is anything. In terms of AIL or ML integration, these are the different services which has been used in different contexts. Like for example, in case of audio analyzer, we have used transcribed and comprehend. So transcribe service basically converts speech to text and then return the transcript text as well as some confidence score. So for example, if I'm giving the age as a criteria, in my case, like 0 to 3, 3 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 plus to 18, and 18 plus. So it will assign confidence score against each age bracket that I have just mentioned in here. And depending on whichever is the highest confidence, it will give you that. So similarly, on the basis of the different content moderation, you can also get the confidence score. And on the basis of that, you can differentiate or categorize your audios. Similarly, the Amazon Comprehend is the text analysis, because the first is audio to text. So once we are done with audio to text, whatever the text we have received, the Amazon Comprehend basically does all these text analysis, analyze the emotional tone, extract any key entities which is there, identify imported phrases, language detection. All those things is basically the inbuilt feature of Comprehend, which is going to be used in this. For the image analyzer, it's one of the service which is AWS Amazon Recognition. Maybe you guys have already heard of that service, because it's a pretty well-known service in terms of detecting. For example, you have a image, if you are going to upload, it will give you in terms of different faces what is there in the image. So likewise, it will detect any text in there. It will give you the content moderation as well. So Amazon Recognition service is there for the image analyzer. For the video, it's the combination of all the three services I have mentioned above: the transcribe, comprehend, and the recognition. Because video is just a combination of like images, or not exactly the images, but yes, moving images, you can say. Or on top of that, we have the audio. So different services is going to use in there. There are some custom functions as well that has been used, for example, to find out some explicit content in terms of violence level. For example, what is the educational value which is there for a different age appropriateness? What is the safety score? In terms of, for example, we have a video or an audio, in terms of what is the action intensity is there. So likewise, different custom functions has also been used in there. What are the benefits is there in terms of if I analyze this on the basis of the manual process, 10x faster than the manual content review. Accuracy, it is 95% plus consistent age categorization which is there. Cost saving, it's because the manual effort is going to be too much in there, so it's going to be there. There's going to be transparency and compliance as well. Complete audit trails you have. There's going to be standards in terms of the moderation is there, so there is going to be standards as well. It's not like one person is doing something else and some other person. It's an industry-wide standard which is there. And yes, scalability is not going to problem. In our solution, we have as of now a batch process in which a user need to upload an S3. But yes, it can be easily integrated with any of the web application. For example, all we have to do it, put a Lambda, for example, in front of S3 and an API gateway or an ALB, which can give you a URL and can be integrated to any of the system to upload or to analyze this on a runtime, even on the real time basis. Real world cases, these are some of the cases. For example, educational platforms, streaming services, digital library, corporate training, social media platforms. These are few of the educational real world cases. But yes, this content categorization, if we talk about the multimedia, it's definitely these are the things. But yes, if we talk about content categorization in terms of you have a set of documents which you want to categorize on the basis of whether this is an HR document, whether this on an organization, whether this is a policy document, whether this is related to any of the particular process, whether it is payroll, whether it is leave management. So you can have that as well in terms of categorizing the content based on the different criteria you want to. So that's more or less related to this content categorization based on the age. Next, we have a demo lined up. So I'll share that with you guys. This is what we have, for example, in our code. These are the code which is there. This is the SAM template, which is for to deploy all the resources. Like we have different lambdas, like we have different one state machine, S3 bucket, DynamoDB. So all those is there in here. That's a SAM template. In this code repository, we have lambdas, like an audio analyzer lambda, file type detector lambda. That is our first lambda, which is going to get executed, depends on and detecting the type of the file. Then we have an image lambda analyzer lambda as well, and a video analyzer lambda as well. This is step function, basically details about the step function in terms of the flow. I have already deployed it using the command sam build and sam deploy. So I kind of already deployed it to my AWS account, and I'll show you. So this is the Stack Overflow. This is the CloudFormation stack. This is SAM app, which is something I have deployed. And as in the diagram, if you remember, the first thing was the S3 bucket. So this is the S3 bucket. This is content categorization bucket. As of now, it is empty. There is no object in there. So what we are going to do, we are going to upload the files in that S3, like a manual file, for example, if I say. So we have different files in here. We have 5 different files, 3 text files. Sorry, 3 images we have. One is child with an ice cream. There's some text, one image, which is a child on some board. And then there's still again some kids in there. Then we have 2 one is audio file and one is a video file. Audio file is pretty I don't know if you guys have heard of. I have a 3-year-old kid, so he wheels on the bus, Coco Melon, he keeps on hearing that. And that's one of the song which is I like very much, which is Bon Jovi's It's My Life. So these are all the things which I'm going to upload in one go. So if you see, these are some prior execution of this state function or a step function, which is content categorization. The moment I'm going to refresh it, you'll see few more entries in there. These are just for now. So if you see, I have just uploaded, and in terms of the you can say speed, it has just been completed in like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or even more, even less than that. You can say. I can open any of the workflow. Let me just open this and see how it goes. Let me just zoom a bit on that. So what it does is first is this is basically our state machine which is there. So first it basically takes or find out what type of file it is, and depending on the type of file it goes to either to an audio content analysis or image content or video content analysis, or if none of these is a type then it goes to an supported file system. And then these are the lambdas which, as I was talking about, these lambda get executed, and on the basis of whether it has been failed or has been passed, it goes to either to processing complete or goes to the processing failed status. All the results is going to stored in the DynamoDB, as I was showing in there as well. So if you see, these are the 5 entries of 5 different files we have stored, we have processed. 3 images we have. This is 1 file of audio and 1 video file. Let's just look into what are the different details it has given us. For example, if I picked up this, it's my life. There's an object key which is there. Then this is the analysis timestamp. So object key is the partition key, and analysis timestamp is a sort key. Not exactly same, but you can say object key plus analysis timestamp, partition key, and sort key. The combination of these two is going to be the primary key of this table, you can say. Okay, so in that case, the first thing is the age assessment, and if you see the type is map of this object, then it gives you the age score. So these are the different age criteria or age category I have created. First is 0 to 3, then 3 to 7, then 7 to 10, 10 to 13, 13 to 18, and 18 plus. So if you see, these are some age scores basically in terms of confidence level, how it goes, how much it is confident. So if you see, in terms of the confidence level, everything is different like in there. But this is, if you see, is pretty much close in like, okay, this is for sure confidence like 18 plus song. This is for sure 13 to 18 song. This is for Bon Jovi, and this is again in there. So likewise, it will give you a different confidence level which is there. And on the basis of this confidence level, it will give you the recommended age category. So this is 7 to 10 years. So when I'm saying 7 to 10 years, it doesn't mean it's appropriate to just 7 to 10 years. That means 7 to 10 year is the age bracket, but yes, it is recommended for 10 plus as well, for sure. So this is the age category which has been coming here. In terms of analysis, if you see, the action intensity is 0, detected labels, these are different, 0 person, nature, animal, outdoors, educational value, how much is the educational value in there. These are the metadata related about the file, for example, estimation duration, content type, file size, last modified, count of people, safety score, scene change, scene complexity. So all those are by default, or I can say we are capturing on the based on the behind ML or the AI service has given us. Analysis type, bucket, confidence level, file type, processing status. So this is something which is there. Likewise, if we pick, for example, this one, this give you the confidence or the age bracket of 3 to 7 years. So if you see in here, the confidence level 3 to 7 years is the confidence which is coming close to like 1, you can say 1.03 as of now, and less than 3, it's still there, but the confidence is, if you see, is pretty much less in there. Similarly here, the analysis reports is different based on the type of the file. It is giving us different criteria. So yeah, this is about this. If we go back to our slides, so yeah, this is me, Ashish Sharma. You can follow me on the LinkedIn. I keep on writing Medium post as well. This is my GitHub. So recently I've started publishing this stuff on the GitHub as well. I have like a couple of years of backlog, POCs that I have completed in sitting in my laptop. So I keep on like refreshing those, so making it suitable for the GitHub and keep placing in there. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thanks, Ramoni. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Anes. Thank you so much for the awesome introducing to your service. And wow, what an impressive background you have. And it's such an interesting and inspiring challenge. I really felt that AI/ML can be super effective in this space. Also, the serverless architecture is a great match. Your approach made me want to try something similar myself.
Sure,
So,
sure.
yes.
There is a specific reason I have picked up AIM or ML services, not basically the LLM model. This thing can be achieved by the LLM model as well. The reason for that is, if we talk about AWS, different services has different use case. Basically, if you talk about LLM can do a number of things, but it's not appropriate for everything in terms of, because we have to consider the cost as well. If we are going to use the LLM just for this, it will give you
Yeah.
almost similar result, but the cost will be different. The performance is going to be different as compared to these services, which will give us the real-time processing, and the cost is going to be reduced as compared to the LLM model if we are going to use. So that's one of the main reason of using the AIML services or not using the LLMs for these things. But yes, can be achieved for the LLM as well, for sure.
Yes, it's very important. Yes.
Yeah.
Very important. So, okay, thank you so much. Does anyone have any comments or question or feedback for him?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, all right. So once
Is it
again,
too good or nobody has understood it anything?
No, I think it's a really good. I really
One
liked it.
small question.
Thank you.
One small, yeah, one small
Yes.
question. So the confidence score. So higher the score is the confidence,
Yep.
right? So like in one of the score it was 1.6. Other was 0.4. So
Yep.
1.6 is going to be the age bracket.
Yes,
Correct?
yes. So for example, if I talk about the Bon Jovi one, which was 7 to 10, the confidence of, for example, the 18 plus is going to be close to 1. So one confidence is that. But if it is 1.4, for example, so automatically, because if you are talking about anything as a bracket of 7 to 10, automatically the bracket, if any content is true for 7 to 10, it is going to be true for 10 plus as well. Like
Right.
10 to
Got it.
13 as well, 13 to 15, 15 to 18, 18 plus, because it's automatically in that bracket. But if depending on the scores, you have to find out, okay, is it going to be 7 to 10, or you want to give it a 10 plus as the age bracket. So depending on the scores, you have to find out which thing is going to be suitable for which age bracket. As I mentioned, anything suitable for 7 to 10 is going to be automatically suitable for 18 plus as well, but doesn't mean you can keep on assigning all the content to 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus, otherwise it doesn't make any sense of having that. So that's the thing. If confidence is closer to 1, that means it's pretty much sure, the service is pretty much sure that this content is appropriate for an 18 plus. That's why the confidence level is 1. For most of the content, you will get the confidence level 1 for 18 plus. But if the confidence level is, for example, 1.3 for any age bracket, that is the thing. Okay, now the confidence level is giving us that this is pretty much suitable for that, and you have to pick up that against the confidence level 1 as well, because as it is going to be pretty much confident, it will be closer to 1.
Correct.
Okay.
Got it. Thanks for
Thank you.
clarifying.
Thank you.
okay, that's it. Okay. So once again, big thanks to Anis. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now our
you.
next speakers are William.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Uh,
everybody.
No.
Let me share my screen 1 second, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen now.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, thank you so much. First, I want to thank the AWS Global Community Gatherings for accepting me in this event. And today I want to share an awesome love story. Try to imagine that you are starting a new relationship with somebody, that you are in a new country, away from your birth country, even talking the same language, the same idiom, a completely new culture. And imagine that you need to get a job, right? Whenever you get to a new place, you need to get a job. And you also imagine that this new job involves new technology that has always been obscure away from your current skill set. It's kind of like a recipe for madness, right? So let's see. Just a little madness, yeah, sure. So nice to meet you. I'm William Antonio Guzman Bernal. I believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. I'm from Colombia. I'm an IT professional living in Chile since 2016. I have more than 22 years of working experience. Thanks to God, I have been developer, QA leader, even math teacher, technical support, project manager, and CTO, data architect, solutions architect. Right now, I'm one of the principal AWS engineers at Spark. This is my third year as an AWS community builder. And I'm also co-leading 3 AWS users group. The first one in Paraguay, the first one in Congo, and another one in Colombia. And I also like to think that I learn from people, so kind of mentor. Also, it is a big one for me. So again, let's start with this love story. It was 2016. I had a new relationship. Back then, she was my girlfriend. Now I'm happily married. And we came from Colombia to Chile. So I need to get a job. I need to get a job as quickly and as fast as possible because the life costs were really, really deep. And I got to a job interview. And I remember that job interview was very technical, very human also. And I have no idea of what was this AWS. So when there was this part of the interview, they asked me, okay, William, have you worked with AWS? I like to think that not knowing something doesn't mean you can't learn it. And the best way to keep alive is always telling the truth. So I say, no, I haven't worked with AWS yet. And I remember that person told me, okay, it was Thursday. And he told me, okay, for next Monday, we need you to create a Redshift data warehouse. And you should be able to load S3 data into that data warehouse with the proper diagrams, with the proper relationships, if you consider or not. Yeah, thank you. You're hired. Congratulations. I was extremely happy. So I went back to home and I tell my wife, okay, she was then my girlfriend. Okay, honey, there's something called AWS. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I sit down in front of my computer. I went to AWS, I created my new account. And when I clicked on the services and I started to see, again, 2016, I started to see the whole new world I was entering to. I lied down. I tried not to cry, but I cried a lot. It was overwhelming. I had no idea what I was entering. And probably you may be familiar or related to this situation. Face a new technology, you need to learn it, and you have no idea. So I started. I went to the official documentation, and back then, the training official portal needed a lot of adjustments, but I went there anyway. And I said, okay, this guy told me about something called S3, like mentioned before. And let's see what happens. Oh, S3, great, S3. And he also mentioned Redshift, something like Redshift. Oh, great. So I know these services. And I'm working with one service. But it happens that it's Amazon Web Services. And I only were part of the small service. And I have not even tried the whole functionality. I was only checking the surface. What we saw in the previous demos, S3, okay, something to store objects, data, files. And Redshift, yeah, if you are from the relationship model, you will have to think different, out of the box, in a complete different skill set and mindset. And I was only mentioning 2 services. And then I realized of something that I have tried to apply during my entire life. And thanks to AWS, I'm reminding now that we are not experts at everything. This pyramid, you can see now, is called in some places the pyramid of knowledge. And this pyramid of knowledge starts with the smallest part at the top is what you know. So I went back to AWS and I said, okay, I need to have some kind of monitoring. And I see that there's this service called CloudWatch. So yeah, I started to do the load from S3, storage service, load it from Redshift, yeah, and I know that you can create dashboards, alarms, logs, metrics with CloudWatch, but it's only the smallest part. If we move down on one level, there we will find everything that we know exists, but we have no experience or work with yet. It's a big part. So again, let's return to CloudWatch example. If you see at the left menu, there's something called logs insights and lambda insights. And these things are like amazing. Yeah, probably. I know at that moment that they existed, but I have not worked with them yet. And if we move down to the basement of the pyramid, the largest part is everything that I'm completely ignorant. Every little thing that AWS has to offer us, and I have no idea they existed at the moment. So I realized that I needed to start working and expanding my technical breadth. It's like if you want to learn from many things, just a little, bit by bit. And then, according to the projects and the works I had to do, the people I had to learn from and help, I could identify some use cases or services that I needed to learn more from or specialize. So I needed to expand my technical depth. And AWS has more than 300 services. Please do not try to be experts at everything. That will simply drive you crazy. It's impossible. I have read some scientific papers that say you need to work in one subject only for 10 years to consider yourself expert. I respect the people who consider experts. It's just that 10 years is a lot for me. But what happens if you're just starting? How can you start? I will suggest you that you go with this. It's a framework. Oh, big word. What is framework? Framework is just like the bottom, key concepts, design principles, and architectural best practices. You have frameworks for software. Yeah, this is the one we're talking about. And this is proposed by AWS, the well-architected framework. But you also find frameworks in finance, in education, in journalism, only that this specific case has 6 pillars: the operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and the last one that was applied like 2 years ago is sustainability. So my first suggestion, if you're just starting, go with this framework, right? Don't try to learn services like this small detail. Try to learn use cases. It's like thinking from right to left. If you don't know what you want to do with AWS, you can be expert in every other services, but you have to give value to your clients. Start with your clients and then move from right to left, and you will find that this framework applies for every service. Another suggestion. I remember back then, 2017, I had to prepare again. My boss told me, okay, Will, do you have any certification of anything? No. You are going to be our test subject experiment for AWS certifications. We need you to go apply and get them. And I say again, okay, I had no idea what was he talking about. So I went to the official website and I started to learn that there were many, many certifications. And thanks God, he told me, no, you should start with the developer side. Okay, let's go with that one because I'm working as developer mainly right now in that project. And I remember that it was hard that I applied in the associate level. In that moment, there were no practitioner certifications. And then I moved to the professional. Great. The first one I got was developer side. Then I went to DevOps and then professional. Then I got the cloud practitioner foundational. Then I got the solutions architect side, and finally the solutions architect professional. My suggestion is start from foundational practitioner, right? There are many options. And back then, you had to apply first to the associate in order to get the professional. If you wanted to pay for the exam registration, you were only able to register for the exams. You had the associate requirement. Right now, if you feel confident, you feel sure enough with yourself, you can go with the specialties. My suggestion is start with practitioners. And this is only for people. But I also learned that the partners have their own certifications. Some calls the SDP, Service Delivery Partner. And as the name suggests, this is specific for services. You can be working with an AWS partner and help them to get the SDP for Redshift, for Glue, for CloudFormation. These are like the associate or practitioner certifications for companies. But there are also the professional and specialties. They are called the competencies. Back then, thanks to God, I was able to help and lead the team that got the first data and analytics competency in Latin America. So it was a great experience. With that experience, I can suggest you set a proper renewal schedule because I forgot. I didn't schedule, I didn't prepare enough to renew, right? So keep that in mind. I have evolved as a professional and as a person, thanks to God and AWS. And I also have seen the evolution of AWS. I remember that we had a joke that, okay, let's try this AWS workshop. And you read it carefully, completely, from first step to last step. And in the workshop, it worked perfectly. But you encountered mistakes, errors, things that didn't let you fully complete it. So it was like, okay, this is the barbecue proposed by AWS, and this is what I'm getting. Thanks God, they have evolved and improved so much that now you can take a workshop and you can be 99% sure that you're gonna be getting the expected outcome or result. Something else that I found is that back then, 2017, 2018, when you had to propose a cost estimation for your clients, it was kind of a nightmare. It was really, really hard to try to involve every service in a single cost. And you know, your clients always ask you, okay, so what is it gonna cost for me? And if you try to use the calculator, the first calculator versions, they were terrible. But now we have the estimates. They're lovely. They're wonderful. They even let you load. If you have an existing on-premise environment, you can try to use framework, okay, the migration acceleration program, to take that into a final AWS estimation. It's great. Trust me when I tell you, AWS has evolved immensely, and all thanks to the feedback we give them, right? As they have mentioned in some occasions. And our suggestion, be willing to help always, always. Why? before the AWS Community Day in Chile, I have a friend, and this friend needed to have an interpreter. So he said, "Will, can you help me?" I said, "Sure, man. Where do I need to go?" And I went there, and I did the best I could, and I helped my friend. And then I get back. 1 year later, this same person was responsible for the social media of the community day in Chile. And they brought this person that you can see here in the picture. If you have read an AWS blog, any blog, you must thank him. He is Jeff Barr. He created the AWS blogs more than 20 years ago. And I had the pleasure of being his interpreter. I remember that I was so nervous, and I got there really early in the morning, and I saw him. And I said, "Mr. Barr, and I have the honor of being your interpreter, and I want to tell you something that you probably have heard many times before. Thank you. God bless you and your family, because what we created 20 years ago have helped millions of people to improve their professional and their working lives. Willing to help. Willing to help has helped me again to learn and to create what you call the AWS Users Group. I started with some friends. They live in Paraguay, and there was a moment when they told me, "We can't learn here much about AWS, and we want to." And we said, "Okay, let's create a user group." Why? Because I contact another person, an AWS hero, and he saw the need, and he told me, "William, you can create that." My suggestion, always be willing to help. And this AWS community is so encouraging to help. What happened in Paraguay, the first AWS user group, also happened in Congo, the first AWS user group. And I did also that in AWS user group in Neiva, the city I was raised. And yeah, this is the 3rd year I am an AWS community builder. It's been an amazing experience. And if you allow me to give you a suggestion, again, be willing to help other people. I have my user's guide Bible. Thank you. Let each of you look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. And I want to conclude this with an imaginary example, right? So let's imagine this. Let's imagine that we are in the Cold War. This is United States versus Soviet Union. There is a nuclear missiles warning system. There was this guy, a Soviet Union colonel, and there was an alert of an incoming strike from the United States. And also, there was a protocol to follow. If you combine all these ingredients, you will have a disaster. Missiles coming to Soviet Union, and they had this person, this colonel, had to raise his hand and say, "We need to strike back." What happened? The colonel hesitated. He doubted. And in an interview, he said, "My colleagues were all professionals, soldiers. They were taught to give and obey orders. But although the nature of the orders seemed to be abundantly clear, Mr. Petrov, the name of the colonel, had some doubts. And he waited, and he said, that probably there's an error in this system. Thanks to him and to his instincts that told him that something wasn't right, he decided not to raise the alarm. And he saved millions, if not billions, of lives on September 26, 1983. So I invite you to please embrace your humanity. We are seeing so many advances in artificial intelligence. Identify your own power skills and work on them. This that the AWS Global Community Gathering is doing, this is an extremely important skill. It's an awesome skill, the communication. Thank you so much for your invitation, for letting me be part of this great initiative. And please feel free to ask me anything, and more than open to answer.
Thank you so much, William, for the great talk. And thank you for sharing your wonderful AWS love story with us. I love it. So looking back, it's amazing how much the AWS training environment has changed over the years. Your story brought back a lot of memories for me too. So, you say, don't just study the services, your story, right? Yeah. So, sorry, it's all about the hands-on experience, taking on challenges, sharing what we learn, and glowing through feedback. So, but I still feel like I'm on the journey myself. So, I see great comments on chatting. Does anyone else have a question or something feedback for him?
Mm,
Great story, William. Great story. I can totally relate to that because I started with the mainframe and then start learning the AWS from myself, like way back in 2018, and then keep on learning even though I did not get much of the work. But yes, I hang in there for some time, start learning, start doing POCs and all those things from 2018 and 19. And coming from a mainframe world, it was pretty hard to even understand the distributed things like a REST API. Like what is this HTTP is doing all about? Because the mainframe it's altogether a different world. So yeah, so it is there. The thing which I've kind of kept me going is, I would say, people around me, which is keep me motivating in terms of hang in there. So I always want everybody to hang in there, and it's not just the AWS. I tried a number of things before landed on AWS. Reason I was looking for what is something which is giving me motivation from automatically, you can say. I tried Hadoop, I tried analytics and everything, and then I like AWS. So yeah, so I want everybody to keep trying, and until they find their happy path or happy journey in which they are more comfortable. I have one maybe a question in terms of your certification for the AWS partner service delivery. What is that all about? Is it something driven by the organization that you're working on, or is like personally something you can nominate and do an exam, or what is that?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comments, suggestion. And yes, it's a great journey. This SDP is when you work with any AWS partner, and you are having many projects and you see that they have a common service. For example, we all use CloudFormation or Lambda
Yep.
or Redshift or Glue. You can apply, you can contact your partner development manager and you can ask her or him, okay, we are an AWS partner. We would like to get that certification. And right now, I think you can apply with two use cases, two projects, and there's a requirement checklist that you need to follow,
Okay.
and you need to apply. And it's great. It's great because it helps you to realize what you should be doing as a company, many things, sharing knowledge, all that. And if you progress, you can go to the competency. Okay? And in terms of the organization, because it will take time for you and your company, you can tell them it will help us to gain visibility inside AWS. What happened in the example I showed is that we were the first company in all Latin America to get the data analytics, and the projects flow in such a great amount because they saw we were the first company and they kept coming and asking for us to participate in different projects. So certification you can apply just via an AWS partner registered, contact your PDM, and he or she will help you to apply for that.
Okay.
Definitely worth trying.
Sure, sure. I'll maybe reach out to you on the LinkedIn on that. Maybe related to that, because from I'm pretty much connected with the serverless world, SNS, SQS, Lambda, APIs, Dynamos, and all those things. Pretty much entirely serverless from many years. So yeah, definitely I'll reach out to you on that. Thank you. Thanks, William. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Venice, and thank you, William. So moving on, our next speaker, Anita, are you ready? Anita?
Hi, yes, I'm ready.
Hi, are you ready?
Nice.
Perfect. Sorry.
Oh, God. Long slide. With the top pieces. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you not clearly. So could you please turn up the volume?
Sorry?
Could you please turn up the voice volume or
Yeah, we are not able to hear you properly. So maybe speak louder or increase your microphone volume or something.
yes, thank you.
Sorry. And now, am I audible right now?
Yeah, a little better. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Or I will remove my headset and then I will start speaking. Please let me know if you're not, if I'm not audible.
So
Am I audible right now? Is that fine?
You are, but it's not still very clear. So maybe you can try without headphone.
Headset, no? Yeah, okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Can't hear you.
Hello.
I can we can hear you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Very good.
Thank you so much. No, from morning itself, I was in headset, but I never got this. I haven't got the complaint, so that's why I was wearing the headsets. Okay, so today, sorry. Thanks, Romy, for welcoming me for this presentation. I'm so excited to start my session. I'm going to explain about what is MCP servers and how can we integrate in our LLM models, how can we integrate in AI agentic system as well. So understanding MCP in AWS, how model, sorry, model control protocol shapes AI integration. So about me, I'm Anita Senthilnathan. I have 12 plus years of experience. I worked in different companies like Emirates, Exaware Technologies, and Emirates Airlines, and now I'm working as an AI solution architect in Savik. I'm I'm certified in AWS and Azure, as well as I have a passion for to explore AI and how to integrate in the organization for the business growth. And I'm also a community builder in the security category. Okay. So the presentation will start with introducing about what is model context protocol servers and how can we why the model it's a buzzword, and everywhere we are looking into how to integrate in agentic AI or whatever the AI building systems and all. So, and what is the MCP architecture and how MCP works and the benefits of adopting MCP. So I will move next. So at the core, MCP is a standardized protocol to integrate with different systems. So for example, in web application, we have an API system, right? It's being standardized while communicating with each other in the applications and to provide the data and all. That's how we are implementing MCP in the AI aspects. And it's same like how the REST APIs has been standard, how we standardize the coding, like kind of integration IDE, and it's been developed by, and this MCP server is developed by Anthropic. Those are the developers. Initially, how it started in the sense they want to access a local system. in their organization to get the data, and it has to be in a specific way so that it will expose particular servers. They will collect the data, and the connection has been closed. That's how initially they have started, and how and and later, okay, and later they come to know the benefits of MCP. This kind of servers can be integrated in LLM as well. So MCP architecture is like a client server architecture. How normal client server architecture works: we'll give the request, it will provide the appropriate results, and the connection will get closed. The same structure, same architecture is applicable in the MCP server as well. That's how the architecture works. And the MCP plus cloud LLM, it's like a brilliant combo. But personally, I'm also working in agentic AI in the SAP domain, but we haven't implemented MCP server, but that's our roadmap is there to implement it. But it's a brilliant combo. If you're using cloud and implementing MCP will provide many more benefits, which saves the time, which saves money and everything. So how the structure, how the MCP how the MCP communication has a life cycle. I'm really sorry. I'm getting this cough because I don't know. Like for the couple of days I'm getting this. I'm really sorry for the disturbance.
You can have some water if you need.
Yeah. Okay. So it has a structure of tools, resources, and the prompt templates. That's how the coding structure works. First, they will initialize the functions and tools that can be invoked by the client, and then that's where the retrieval, search, and how to send the message, update the DB record, everything happens in that particular tools. And the resources, it's only a read-only a data, or it exposes the server to provide the required data, and the connection will be closed. And finally will be a prompt template. In this MCP server, we need only few prompts. In the large language model, we usually implement so many prompts, right? But in the MCP model, it's required only few quality prompts. That is enough. No need of training and all. It's not required. So as I said, first it will initialize the request, and the request will go to the MCP server, and it provides the data, and then the MCP client will receive it, and that's how the communication life cycle goes. Okay. This is also same thing, how MCP works. In the sense, first it will, as I said in the previous slides, first it will request the data. You ask a question or the given task to the LLM, and then the LLM recognize it needs external information. If it requires external information, it will directly access to the particular servers. It will collect the data, and also everything happens with in the secured manner. Everything will, and also they have implemented in the March month, they have implemented OAuth authentication also. So that's the really benefits, which training is not required. Not much training is required, I can say like that. And then we can the system updated data will be given to the users, and also it has it will not give the stale data. For example, in ChatGPT, like 3 weeks ago, if you are asking about MCP, it cannot provide the data because ChatGPT will give you the stale data. It will not give you the data updated one, which has currently working on. But using MCP servers, it can be possible. All the data are really fresh, and you will get the updated one. And then data retrieval, that server access relevant data sources or tools, and then integration. This obtains the information to integrate into the context of the LLM. And then the response, the LLM generates a response with the enriched what specialized knowledge and things. Okay. So why MCP? So as I said, MCP doesn't require a complete training or specialized data. It reduces the fine-tuning. It's reduced the fine-tuning and things, and it doesn't require a prompt engineering as well. It embeds the context in the request, and which is limited to the token limits. Since it is not providing a LLM, token is also being limited with the RAG system, I especially mean, and it will give up-to-date information. That's what MCP offers. A elegant third way. It extends the capability of the model by giving access to the external knowledge source and tools without changing the model itself. Okay. I want little bit of interactive session so that we all will be in the same page. So the first question is, what core challenges does MCP aim to solve? I want the answers in the chat so that I can see it. Number A, replacing outdated AI models, increasing LLM training data, expanding AI model capabilities without retraining. D, improving internet speed for LLMs. So I'm expecting the answers.
Don't blame us if the option is wrong.
Sorry?
Sorry. Don't blame
that's
us.
correct actually. Expanding AI models capabilities without retraining. 1 minute, I'm getting too much of noise. 1 minute, please. Oh, okay.
We can hear you well. I mean, there was no problem.
Yeah, but I couldn't share my. I don't know, somehow it's got like. Ah, yes. And this. Okay. Yeah. It's 1 minute, please. It's not.
Try to reshare the screen.
Yeah, I'm resharing it.
Yeah, we can see now. Thank you.
So expanding AI model capabilities without retaining. That is correct. And why MCP is a breakthrough? So MCP fundamentally changes how we are working with the AI models. We have to retrain, we have to fine tune, there is a RAG to be placed. But using MCP, as I said, it doesn't require much of fine tuning is also not required, and much of this the prompt training is also not required. We are giving, there is a chart that needs to be followed. In that, there is the structure of the coding that needs to be followed. In the final, only few quality prompts we have given, then it will handle everything else. Okay, and extensibility, in the sense, model can acquire new capabilities being retrained. Concurrency, it will give you the updated data, since we are accessing the required servers directly with the client server architecture, meaning we always get the concurrent data. Specialization is general models can become domain experts. Okay, data protection, as I said, it will protect our data. So see, we are directly accessing the system, but providing data and then closed it. That's all. It is completely secured with OAuth OAuth authentication, and also it has been implemented with the best will architecture framework. So why we are saying is like MCP, if you're asking, particularly in AWS, when it acquires that MCP model, since it saw the potential of MCP servers and all, it acquired it. And how we are, for example, if you're asking any development questions, the time consuming is so much. So for example, developers are doing some coding and they want to give a data. For example, you are spinning up the servers, pods, or with the cluster, means Kubernetes. You can simply ask the code. It will provide with all the well architecture, code security, everything will be in place. You just need to copy the code and paste it in your system. Since it has all the authentication or the secure metrics, and all coding practices will also be there with the help of MCP servers. So no need of rewrite the code. It will provide a well architecture framework code, and that can be used in the development aspects. So the key benefits, as we discussed, no retraining needed for the specialization. Data stays secure and local. Tasks complete in minutes versus days. This is what I said. If, for example, if you want to implement some of the things, we need to check the documents, AWS documents, for example, how to spin up the servers, how to write the codes and all. Everything, this has been given in the minutes. It's all those document reading, everything can be minimized, and that too, it has current data. It will not return you a stale data. Best practices auto applied, highly scalable and modular. So let's test your MCP pulse again. How does MCP help with AWS development tasks? It manages server provisioning directly. A. B. It generates secure, optimized code using best practices. It removes the need for AWS services. D. It replaces IAM roles with hard-coded keys. You can send in the chat again. Yeah. Yes, it's correct. It generates secure, optimized code using best practices. Number 3, if the MCP flows, what does the LLM do when it identifies a need of external data? It automatically retrains itself in the conversation, communicate with MCP servers to retrieve information. D. Shut down unused functions. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, it communicates with MCP servers to retrieve information. Okay. This might be a final question. What core challenge does MCP aim to solve? Replacing outdated AI modules. B. Increasing LLM training data. C. Expanding AI model capabilities without retraining. D. Improving internet speed for LLMs. Okay. Actually, it's C. It's not replacing it, it's expanding the AI model capabilities, basically, without a retraining. That's what we are saying. Retraining is not required because we have to give a few quality prompts, that is enough. No need of retraining and all. Then next. Okay. So because of MCP, the agentic AI has a really growing fast, and it's becoming more and more matured, I would say. And it has a dynamic knowledge on sourcing and tool discovery plus orchestrata. Everything is the potential of MCP servers, foundation of source and intelligent AI platforms. So that's why integrating MCP in the AI system is a really a good. It's a good. There is no other way. We have to adopt these kind of new technologies and things. Okay, so when I start looking about MCP servers, I found so many resources which help me to, how to analyze it and how to use it, integrate with my agentic AI. I have shared it in my teams as well. This is an important source, I would say. I have read so many sources, but these sources are really helpful for me to understand to how to integrate the MCP. Being a strong technologist is just about writing efficient code or deploying scalable apps. It's about understanding how to embed this intelligence into what we are building, isn't it? So I would say to refer these resources and things for the implementation. And now it's your turn. Like, you can ask any questions. Sorry.
I think that is very good one. But do you have any kind of a demo, or you have something use case to explain MCP servers in very depth, so that not depth, at least in a basic uh, use case, so that we can understand like what infrastructure we can need and how we can
True.
have these things.
Yes, I was planning for demo since it's like I can show it maybe in the next time, but I couldn't run in my system. I tried and and I don't have much time. I was recently joined a new company, so a little busy. Hope you understand. But next time I will definitely share the source code and how can we implement it. If you want, I can share the resources as well. That now this chatbot, so it will be easy for you. So this is the GitHub link, I would say. It's really, they have done a good job here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Anissa, for sharing such a hot topic. Thank you so much. Very good. Yes, I've been hearing a lot about MCP lately. It's
Very few people
different.
understand it.
Yeah,
I haven't confused much. I tried to make it more in a simpler way so that everyone will be in the same page. So that's why I created a very simple quiz. In that itself, we can learn what is it.
yeah. It's definitely important and incredibly powerful. And having MCP in place make it has huge difference in the outcome. So, right. So I'm also really interested in the MCP architect role moving forward. Definitely want to watch. Thank you again for the great
Thank you.
presentation. So, thank you so much. We are running a bit over time, so let's move on to our final speaker for today's Nivesh. Are you ready?
Yeah. Are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes,
Yes.
very clearly.
Very good. Okay, so let me share my screen. Just let me know once you see it.
Thank you.
Hope you can see it.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right. So since I was presenting on Golden Jacket, I thought why not show Golden Jacket? So I'm wearing Golden Jacket also. So now while I'm sharing, I won't be able to see anything. It goes in full screen mode. So I just want to know uh, in this participant list, anyone has Golden Jacket or they know about it?
We don't know what is that golden jacket.
Okay, perfect. So you are at the right place. Okay, so who am about me? I'm AWS ambassador. I'm working as chief architect in AWS business unit in Wipro. Uh, I love speaking in various forums, and yeah, I have this golden jacket. So what is this golden jacket? Golden jacket is, of course, golden in color. Doesn't have any gold in it, unfortunately, and it is given to people who complete all AWS certification. So when I say all active certification, right? So AWS keeps on retiring certification, introducing new certification, and so on. So at any one point of time, if I want to go get golden jacket, I have to clear all active certifications. So right now, these are the active certification. Uh, and you have seen, right, there are specialty, there are professional, there are associate, there are practitioner. So if you do 12 out of 12, and all of them are active for you also, like if let's say you did one exam 5 years ago and it is no more valid, then that is not counted. So then all of them should be active, and that makes it more difficult. And there are less than few hundred people in the world who have it. This is how it looks. uh, and now why do we people do it? Because it's such a unique achievement. First of all, doing 12 certification, people who have done one or more certification will agree with me that AWS certifications are quite challenging. Like especially, let's say, solution architect professional or networking specialty is considered the toughest out of all. In fact, I heard that it has passing rate of like less than 25%. So one in four passes this exam. It's that difficult. So, and there is variety, right? So you're talking about networking, security, machine learning. I mean, it's all DevOps, whatnot. I mean, so when you have to get this, you have to learn so many different things. So it takes years together to do it. And for me, it took like 2.5 years. So thankfully, I finished it before the first one was about to expire. So I think there was at least 6 months left. Uh, so I started in 2022. And why did I do it? I mean, the question is why somebody will go for golden jacket. My reason was little different. So I did this solution architect associate exam or this certification in 2016. Again, renewed in 19 because after 3 years it expires. 2022, I just applied for one internal job posting within my company and I failed very badly. They did not select me. Then I kind of started analyzing why, even after doing this certification, why I was not able to answer most of the question. And then I found out like they were asking question at different level. So they were not asking associate level question, they were asking professional level question exam. I mean, I'm referring to that exam. And they were also asking a lot of networking, AWS networking. So I thought, okay, let me do these two and then again come for the interview. So I spent almost like 5 months. At that time, I did not know that I'm going for the toughest exams. And I cleared one exam in 2 months, another one in 3 months, right? So after 5 months, I got selected in the same opportunity. And that time, after doing these exams, I just found like it is not as tough as it looks. So why not do some more? So I kept on learning. And then as part of AWS Ambassador, I get to attend these global summit, which happens in AWS headquarters in Seattle every year. So when I went there last year, and they also hand over golden jacket to ambassadors. You see so many like 24, 26 people got it in 2024. And there were like 78 people with that golden jacket. So my goal was that I want to win this picture next year. And it happened. So in 2025, in fact, last month itself, I was in Seattle. And you see, I'm also there in the picture with 18 other golden jacket holder. Now, so that is the result of hard work. And how did I do it? I thought maybe I'll share it with you. So I just in year one, this, as I said, this certification, one I already had. I did these two, and this one was like a cakewalk. I did not do anything. I just went for the exam and I cleared, because this is like you already did masters and PhD, and you're talking about like 10th grade exam. Uh, then in January or next year, I did not do much. I mean, I thought it's time to learn machine learning. So I spent a lot of time, more than 6 months, in learning machine learning and Gen AI and all. I did just one exam. This was in the beginning, this was toward the end. But as I said, in 2024, I did a lot, many, uh, especially after attending that summit. So, so I did rest of the exams in 2024. And how did I do it? That's the most important part. So some common question like which exam should you take first, right? So again, it depends on your experience, right? So and different people have different funda. So but my suggestion is, if you're new to cloud world, start from foundation level exam like cloud practitioner and all. If you're already senior person like 10 years 20 years experience, don't start here, start at architect associate, or I mean do it at architect level. You will find it more interesting. Developer, then go with the developer exams first. And if you're like any special area, like you're working in machine learning and all, then do those ones, right? Nowadays AWS does not stop you to attempt any exam, but my personal recommendation, don't do professional exams before doing any associate, because these are really hard, right? So and specialty exam, it's always recommended to do solution architect associate, because these exams expect that you know AWS, so they will not teach you same concept again, right? Now when you decide that you want to do the exam, next question is, from where do I study, right? So many ways to do it. I mean, you can do virtual instructor led, somebody teaching in a group. Online learning, Udemy has a lot of courses, documents, videos, whatnot, right? My personal suggestion, for tough exam, I prefer some classroom or instructor led courses if it is possible, because those are like within 5 days or 3 days they will cover everything, and you get a lot of opportunity to ask questions, right? So and when you do it from some authorized training partner, you also get official material, like official student books and all. Those are really good, and you also get lab access. So if your company allows it, I think this is the way to go for it, especially for tough exam. Uh, for other things, again, many company don't sponsor, but I would say if you are really targeting such goal, then spend a little bit of money. Uh, so this is how how I prepared. Uh, I just want to tell you about two exams because these are the tough one. So I did one internal course of my company, then I did Udemy course, I did practice, then I did AWS also gives sample practice and practice test question, 10 and 20 question. Always do that. Tutorials Dojo is my favorite practice test. The best part is that you will not get even a single question coming in the exam from what you do. Even if you do 300 question of Tutorials Dojo, you will not get one question in the exam, but you still get a lot of confidence by reading the explanation and all. So that's why. Adrian Cantrell again has it's like again very Adrian also has very good courses. Do read some white papers and documents which for areas where you're not clear, like I mentioned something, transit gateway and all. So I'll share this PPT in link, and then I will post that link so that you don't have to worry about it. Then similarly for architect professional, again a lot of things I did, but no need to really worry about it. Now how do we prepare for these tough exam? I will say just go slow, focus more on understanding the concepts, right? So if you're new person in this game, you will be overwhelmed by the concepts and all. So don't put too much of a stress that I want to do it by next week and all, because learning is more important. No need to worry about syllabus. They have like 20-page syllabus, but if you're doing any course, that syllabus is already covered, so don't worry. Do practice exam at least when you finish the course, then only schedule the exam. And I always say do the exam from exam center, don't do it from home, because I have heard a lot of stories where people are not able to finish it on time, or they have some issue or something, right? So and don't read too many blogs and advices. Just listen to somebody who recently completed it, maybe talk to that person and all, right? And again, never go for any memory based question, because it does not help, because then you might even have all the exam but you will have no knowledge. I mean, that is not worth doing it, right? Take notes. Time management, you need to find time, because if like me, if you are also doing job, finding time is the most difficult part. So every day, weekend, long weekend, take leave, whatever, I mean, you have to find time, right? And don't leave in between, because that momentum is very important for learning. Scheduling, if you're from countries which is where English is not primary language, you get extra 30 minutes. I always opt for it because then I don't have time pressure. Uh, Schedule, I mean, spend at least 3 4 weeks, 3 4 days continuous, then give the exam, right? Answering question, learn for key points. Again, these are very common advice. Even AWS documentation will have it. Look for the clauses, like what they are looking for, and you will find a lot of tough question. And if you are not very lucky, you will see all those tough question coming one after the other in the beginning itself, and you will think that you were not ready. Why did you give? But don't worry. I mean, most of these might be unscored question because AWS keeps on testing new question, right? And they want to see the response whether people are able to answer it or not. But they are not scored. So like out of 65 question, 15 might be unscored. So you do it wrong, right? Will not matter, right? So don't be discouraged if you're not able to answer, like, let's say 10 15 questions. It's okay, because those are new question maybe, and those are just for testing. Try to find out the best answer. uh, I apply logic, elimination, whatever, right? don't do don't go too fast on easy question, because sometimes you feel, oh man, this is so simple, and you take like 30 millisecond and tick something. Don't do that. At least read options, and you might be, first option might be wrong and fourth might be the right one. So just don't go too fast. I have given TOGAF exam and TOGAF enterprise architecture exam. This exam has very interesting way of scoring. They say if you, there are four answers. One is totally correct, you will get 5. One is partially correct, you will get 3. And if it's like little bit correct and totally wrong, right? So I always think about the options. So you will also get similar kind of thing. So there will be option with some totally wrong, maybe 2 out of 4 are totally wrong. Two will be like, one is partially wrong, one is fully wrong, partially right and fully right. Find out that 5 marks question, right, which is like totally correct. For tough exams, take time, right? You can't do hands-on for everything, but try wherever you can, right? You can't get a direct connect, let's say, but you can navigate till the end of direct connect and don't say submit, right? Then the question, so yeah, you need to develop habit of learning large paragraph. And last thing is, result takes a lot of time, sometime even 2 days. I heard one to 2 days. It does not come immediately, so you have to wait, and that's like uh, very bad time because you're constantly waiting. My last tip, so to get golden jacket, it takes a lot of passion and a lot of hard work, because you need to maintain that momentum for one certification after another and another, like 12 of them. You have to sacrifice a lot of weekends. Learn from successful candidate. You are aiming for something big, so obviously dream big and believe in the beauty of your dreams. So we get golden jacket even from AWS program. So that golden jacket is little different than what I'm wearing now. So that has AWS ambassador logo with my name on it. I mean, it's like totally personalized kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, just when you're doing this hard work, just think that I'm looking for that thing. That is my dream. So why not, right? So that is all I wanted to cover in quick 20 minutes. Maybe we can take few questions. Yeah. So did I stop sharing? I'm sharing. Yeah. Okay. So this is my LinkedIn. We can connect. We can always discuss after this community event also. Feel free to reach me. Yeah. And I'm open to any kind of questions that you have.
Mhm.
And thank you, Hiromi, for giving me this opportunity. Love being here, and I liked all the sessions that happened. Very, very interesting.
Thank you so much, Amish, for sharing your awesome story. The golden jacket is super, super cool, right? And I really respect how you've kept it going. It show how much effort and dedication you put in every day, right? So, does any have any comment or question for him? Okay, all
No.
right. Oh,
One question.
okay.
Since I see it's a tremendous roadmap, right? He has done a lot of things. But do you face somewhere that like you have cleared one certification, second certification, and third certificate you have stuck, and even they don't reveal the exact like a feedback in a feedback they don't have revealed the what exactly goes wrong, right? So do you feel like you have stuck somewhere in some certification which is like you don't know what to do and what's going wrong? Do you reach at that stage anytime? You know?
No, in fact, thankfully, I passed all the exam in first attempt, and I pass some exams like very tough exam. I passed just by maybe 5 marks more or 10 marks more, but I passed somehow. And as you have seen, I have given lot of effort on these tough exam. I spent like 3 months for one exam. You can't do anything more than that. So maybe because of that, it did not happen that I failed anything. And good part is whether you score 1,000 out of 1,000 or 720, which is a passing mark somewhere, or 750. It is equal. It doesn't matter, and on you will get the same certificate. So yeah, I just did my best, and somehow I cleared. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, while you were doing things, let's say in networking, I was not able to understand DNS resolver concept, right? Or some concept. Then obviously I spent some more time. I read some more videos. I've seen some discussion. I mean, put more effort in the topics which are not clear. Let's say BGP is not clear. So refer to different courses, and yeah, that way. So that there is no weakness that I don't understand this part. That should not.
You make sure that you
I
understand
make sure.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's insightful. Yeah. Thanks for that.
All right. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you can search for Abhinivesh Jain in LinkedIn. You will find perhaps only one Abhinivesh Jain in the world. So unique name. So yeah, let's connect, and let's stay connected. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, all right, time ready free dry. It's already been 2 hours. Thank you so much. I'd like to say a few words to closing the event. Okay. Uh, so to all of our speakers, thank you so much for your amazing thanks today. So I really truly appreciate you shared such thoughtful and inspiring ideas with us. Uh, each talk had its own unique message, and together they gave us a lot to take away. Oh, thank you so much for spending your time with us. It means a lot. Before we wrap up, feel free to drop your social media in the chat so we can all stay connected. And if you enjoyed today's event, we'd love for you to share this community with your AWS friends. We are already excited to welcome new boys. We want to keep this going so more people can hear stories like yours. Thank again, everyone. I hope to see you next soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank you
organizing.
for
Thank you, everyone.
doing.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
great
Thank
weekend.
you.
Blessings.
Have a
Thanks.
good day.
Thank you.
Good night.
One minute,
Bye.
Kiran, I have shared the link. Okay, thanks. He saw it. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.